Yo, yo. So, post-marathon reflections. What 42 kilometers taught me about life. So, guys, welcome back. Welcome back to the channel. So, I recently just ran the Dublin Marathon. For those of you that don't know, in my previous video, I just went over a brief explanation of how the marathon went. A brief explanation about what I learned and what I thought could have been better. But in this video, I want to really dive deep into personally what I learned running 42 kilometers around my home city. I want to dive deep into the preparation that went into this race. And I want to dive deep into the goals that I've set out for myself now over the next couple of months leading into 2026 and so forth and so on. A lot of people think that when you cross that finish line, you're going to feel this whirlwind of euphoria like you've never felt before. But I really believe that the greatness of a marathon comes not in crossing the finish line and receiving your medal, but in the journey you take to train for the marathon. It's applicable to life also. It's not the destination that brings the joy and the fulfillment, but it's the journey and the ups and the downs and the consistency you showing up for yourself and showing up for the goal that got you there. So around 4 weeks ago, I got a message from a friend asking if I was running the Dublin Marathon. Now, I already knew that he had a ticket. And I said, no, I didn't get a ticket, unfortunately, because they go like this. And I just wasn't ready or just wasn't prepared at the time. And then he said, do you want one? And then I was like, oh, do I want one? Do I really want to run a marathon in 4 weeks without marathon prep? So I said, yeah, straight away. And the reason he presented me with the ticket was because, unfortunately, 3 weeks ago, he got injured. He had to go into surgery. He had appendicitis. So his doctor told him he couldn't run it. So he turned to me. He knew I was actively running, that I enjoyed running. So he presented the opportunity to me. And I'm super grateful for him and his kindness. So yeah, 4 weeks ago, I knew that I was going to run the Dublin Marathon. A lot of mornings waking up at 6 a.m., half five, going on 8 to 10K runs, just consistently building that engine, as they say, and getting the miles in. A nice thing I like to do, it's kind of like a life hack almost, is to set your fitness tracker. I currently use a Garmin at the moment, Garmin Forerunner 255. But set your Garmin or Apple Watch or whatever you use to miles, because it feels like you're running less. So if I run 5 miles, it's actually 8 kilometers. If I run 10 miles, it's actually 16 kilometers. So it's a perspective change, because sometimes it can feel harder to run 10K than, say, 6 miles. So it's just a perspective change. So I did that every morning and nailed my nutrition. Was just really focusing on, consuming my daily carbs either before my run or after my run, just so my body is using has enough fuel to run basically. And then the 26th of October came around. It was the Sunday of the Dublin Marathon. I had my race gels sorted. I had my carbohydrate powders sorted as well. So what I did was, the night before the race, insanely carb load. So that includes bread, pasta, pizza, cereal, whatever you can kind of get your hands on, eat it. You want to kind of cut out protein 2 days beforehand, cut out fiber, cut out fats, and just strictly fast digesting carbohydrates. So your stomach can easily digest it. Your body can, your muscles can fill up with glycogen, and yeah, you're just at your maximum storage for glycogen. And then the night before the marathon, I had a carbohydrate mixture, which is 75 grams of carbohydrates. You put it in water, shake it up, and then you drink it. I also had one of them the morning of the marathon. Yeah, that one included caffeine. So it was a carbohydrate mixture with caffeine. And I got them from Morton. It's a brand that I really like using. They're really clean, effective, and they're kind of the best in the game. One of the best in the game at the moment. I really would recommend it for anybody running a marathon. And then the morning of, had to wake up really early, as you seen in the previous video. Made my way there, and just the buzz and the atmosphere was incredible. Just everybody coming together. It was a gorgeous morning, freezing but gorgeous morning. The sun was rising, and the running community is one where you can talk to any single person. Like, everybody's super happy and super excited to actually run the marathon. Just to bounce off each other is really fun. And I got a realization: the race day was only 1% of the transformation and the change that happens within you when you sign up for one. Because, like in life, the destination is only 1%. It's only the tip of the iceberg of the transformation that actually happens. If you look at an iceberg, most of the iceberg is under the water, right? That's where the change happens. That's where the growth happens. That's where the transformation happens. The becoming of the man and woman who can run a marathon happens beforehand, not on the day. And yeah, across that finish line, was just super, super happy with the result. I never even thought that I could run 3 hours and 13 minutes because I didn't feel as prepared going into this race compared to other races, for example. Yeah, at around kilometer 10, my legs were giving out already. I was tired. I didn't feel as fast, but I kept on pushing through, past the pain, past the struggle, and kept on reminding myself that keep up this pace, I'm gonna get a sub 320. If I keep up this pace, I'm gonna get a sub 320, and that's what happened. And I visualized the day before, me looking down at my watch, and I'm crossing the finish line, uh, below 320. And it's so important to visualize yourself crossing that finish line in whatever goal time you want. How does it feel? What does your watch look like? What's the crowd doing? What's the emotions? I learned that for my next marathon, I need to get in longer runs beforehand. So 30-kilometer runs, 35-kilometer runs, that really, cemented myself to say that I actually can run that length of time. Because I want to go sub 310 next time. I'd also bring more carbohydrates and gels along with me on the race, because I brought with me 4 gels, but I still think that wasn't enough. I still think I could have done with 5 or 6. Um, and also bring more hydration. Hydration is really, really key. I'm a big sweater, so I lose a lot of salt in the race. So electrolytes and hydration for the next one. And yeah, we got our sights set on our next goal. So we completed this one. We celebrate for a day or two, and we get straight back to it. The next goal is, drum roll please, we got a HYROX in 2 weeks. HYROX Dublin is in 2 weeks and 1 day. This is going to be a great event. It's going to be coming to the RDS in Dublin. And yeah, I wanted to compete in the HYROX for over a year now. I just love the atmosphere at the events, and I love the exercise that are included. I like the way that it's kind of fitness, strength, and intensity all combined in one. So that's going to be in 2 weeks. It's going to be a good challenge. So in 6 weeks' time, that's November 29th, me and my friend Danny, we're flying to Florence, and we're going to run the Florence Marathon. So it's going to be my first time in Florence, and I'm grateful that we're going together, that we're going to run this race together, and we're spending a night in Rome the day after. So when in Rome, 2 lads in Rome. It's going to be a good trip, and that's going to be coming in 6 weeks. So I have a lot of fitness comps planned in the next couple of weeks. And then coming into 2026, my main goal is to compete in an Ironman 70.3. So that's for those that don't know, 70.3 Ironman is a half Ironman. So I think it's a 10K run. a certain, I don't know the swim miles or the bike miles, but that's a different type of training because you have three aspects instead of one, and it's a new challenge, a new venture, and a new opportunity to grow and learn. So that's going to be next year, at the start of next year. And then just, yeah, improve my 5K time, improve my 10K time, and just grow and grow and grow. I think the thing I like about running is it gives you purpose, you know, it gives you purpose. And not many things in life replicate the feeling you get after a long run, or the feeling you get putting in the work or going on a run when you didn't feel like it. It's a special feeling, and it keeps you in check, and it keeps you accountable. But for now, that's the Dublin Marathon. I'm still in pain actually. I'm in a lot of pain. My heel is very sore. My quads are very sore. My calves are very sore. So still recovering. But for anybody who's thinking of running a marathon, half marathon, I say go for it. Go for it. Make it a goal. Set a date and work towards it. A goal without a plan is just a dream. So you need to set a plan. You need to stick to the plan, be disciplined, and go forth with it and achieve it, because the feeling of setting out to do something and doing it builds this self trust in yourself, this confidence in yourself that you are who you say you are. And it's just an indescribable feeling. So for those who want to start a marathon, I challenge you: set a date, make a plan, and do it. You know, there's plenty of marathons either in Dublin, Ireland, or around the world that you can compete in. So that's my goal to you. But for now, I hope you enjoyed the video. Yeah, you're going to be seeing a Florence marathon prep coming into Florence. So it's going to be around 5 or 6 episodes coming into the marathon. Road to Florence, Road to Renaissance Dreams. Me and Danny Boy are going to be smashing that marathon soon. And then you're going to see a video on the HYROX as well, what it takes to compete in HYROX at a high level. And yeah, until next time, adios, peace.